everyone, Spiritual Essence here. If you hear a hissing sound in the back, I am actually cooking my lunch. Turkey burgers. I just started them. I love turkey burgers even more than ground beef burgers. Just the flavor and all. Earlier today, I was talking to my good friend Cody, whom I've mentioned before in this on this channel. And we've been talking every morning, basically. Mostly about spiritual stuff, but, sometimes we just goof around. But it got me talking about friendship and allies and how important it is to have. As a child, I didn't have a whole lot of friends. Many people were just not drawn to me, and I always found it odd. I don't know why people just avoided me. Even though I was I was like, hey, you want to be friends? They're like, no. I had my childhood best friend, whom was probably pretty much my only friend for a long, long time. And then I met Cody last year. Actually, we started talking, and we haven't stopped. And, I know there might be some young people out there, really young, younger than myself, who are having trouble in the friendship department, especially now. It seems like a lot of people have a hard time communicating. I think social media is a good portion to blame for it, because now no one has to travel anywhere to talk to anyone, and then on the internet, you do not have to, it almost seems like you don't really have to care. Especially when you were a young, shy person, you don't have to open up too much. And then, if people do meet up, they don't talk. It's a sad state of affairs the way the world's going, and I think technology, while it has advanced in a lot of good ways, there's also a lot of negatives that come with it, and one of those is just the lack of proper communication, in-person interactions. But it is very important to have friends and allies, even if your circle is small, which I feel like if you have a small circle, there's less bullshit involved, less drama to handle, and you at least know that these people are drawn to you for who you are. And those are the ones who I feel you can trust. And isn't it the saying also that friendships tend to last longer than actual relationships? I say so, as I am not in a relationship right now. But I know it's hard to find friends. Believe me, all throughout my school years, it's been difficult. There's been a few people, I've had a lot of acquaintances, people who I don't really have a deep connection with, but I've said hi to on occasion, or we've talked briefly. And, there's a lot of people like that who have more acquaintances than friends now. I didn't gain friends until my senior year of high school, because other than that, it seemed like people avoided me for some reason, and I don't know why. I would just be my usual general self. I wasn't even talking about the spiritual stuff. I was just quiet, shy kid. And no one had the guts. But now, as an adult, I have opened up. I have long since opened up, because I found out that, my genuine self is actually pretty damn interesting. So, if you are a young person who is watching this, I would like to say something to you. A lot of young people tend to believe that trying to change themselves is the answer to making friends, trying to fit in. Which, you know what? If you want to change your style, like your hair or maybe how you dress, that's fine if that's something you really want to do. But don't do it to make friends. If you like what you wear, if you like how your hair is, look at me, I'm wearing mine all natural, and this is natural bedhead, baby. Then do it. then rock it with confidence. That is what it's all about, confidence. And if people don't like you for who you are, bye, Felicia. Because friends like you no matter what. Me and Cody have a friendship because we like each other's personalities. We get along because we have things in common. And we agree on a lot of things. And I think the one that me and Cody managed to find each other. In fact, I think that is why we found each other. The one made it happen. But making friends isn't always the easiest, but it's definitely worth it. And, you know, be yourself and the right people will be attracted to you. Like attracts like. And if you have not found that certain friend yet, keep going. Walk with confidence. And, you know, it doesn't hurt to open up to people. It does not hurt to open up. And, you know, just try talking to people. I've tried to talk to people and I've gotten nowhere. I remember there was this one shy kid. He was a few grades below me. I think he was a freshman and I was like a junior. And I was like, oh no, he seems very shy. I remember how I was when I was, you know, at that point. So I tried to talk to him and just say, hey, how's it going? And he said, good. And then turned away and I'm like, so, what's going on? Nothing. So I gave up because I'm just like, obviously he's not ready to open up. And it's not something that should be forced. But, you know, I have talked to people before and it has opened up a whole new world. I mean, Cody and me, for example, or me and my childhood best friend. I remember he was 3, I was 6. I remember his mom and my mom were talking because they had just moved in next door. I came out to see because I'm like, hey, a new kid. And I had no friends. So I remember we introduced each other and then all of a sudden it was like, hey, you want to see my room? Yeah, you want to see mine? Absolutely. And that's how it happened. It was just simple as that. And next thing you know, I was going to his birthday party next door. And we were talking and playing together, and it was awesome, you know. And you know, it's just the simplest way to make a friend is just by talking to people, introducing yourself, being who you are, and you know, it worked out. And if you haven't found that person yet, I know it's difficult and I know it's frustrating, but you know what? Don't give up, because it's always good to have at least a few friends and allies to help you out in life. I know that, you know, even though I don't have a whole lot of friends, my circle's quite small. But I'm happy with that. I never was a popular person, and I've seen exactly how popular people end up. Oftentimes, you know, after high school, they don't talk to too many people because they get busy, and these people don't even try to stay in touch. You know, they were just popular with each other, and that was it. But in real life, they're not. So it's not always greener. The grass isn't always greener. So if you're wishing to be popular, think again. Think again. But don't try to change yourself just to fit in. The right people will come in time. And, you know, if not now, could be very well later on. You just have to have patience. Until then, work on yourself. Try to be the best version of yourself. Try to be happy with yourself. You do you, and the right people will come along. And I would just like to say about that. Because, you know, and there's some people with trust issues. And I understand that there are, you know, quite a few people out there who have been betrayed by others. But you know what? No matter what, you always have to open up to someone. You don't have to open up all the way, but you know what? Open up a little bit, and you know what? You may just find the person who, you know, is a good person and whom you can trust. Because not everyone is a traitor. So I'd just like to leave on that. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.